Well done, Scott and Steve at the Clubhouse. We're here in Breedon Star Rugby Football Club. What an amazing venue this is. Thank you so much to them. You're Steve. I'm Scott. This is Kev. Right, let me get it. Kev Doherty?
No, it's Doherty.
Doherty. So why did they call you Doc then?
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
You should be called Doe.
I wouldn't like to be called
Kev Doherty.
Yeah.
Doherty. So what do you want to call? Do you want to be called Doc for some reason that nobody can actually understand, or do you want to be called Kev?
You can call me what you want, but Kev will be fine.
Okay. I was. Do you know what? It's
just
funny
call him boss.
Well, no, do you know it's funny, right? Because you have a look. You know, Dame Everidge has got Madge.
Yeah.
Now we've got Kev. It's brilliant, isn't it? I was just thinking that. Oh man! Absolutely. Can I just say as well, right? You know, we talk about leveling up in the brand. This is why we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to have a lot of fun. By the way, we want you to get in touch, subscribe to all our platforms, and you know, you got Clubhouse. You know, come on, you're a man of the Clubhouse. I'm out, you know, Clubhouse. We were there.
Yeah, come on, Kev.
And you obviously you think you're the boss.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Because I got to keep you two in line for a start, so I thought let's start as we mean to go on. Get the boss on you. You have to listen. You don't really.
Fair enough. But I tell you what, do the next hour yourself. We listen to you. Do the next hour yourself.
No, don't do that. Don't put that pressure on me.
Do you know, I love it, right? Because he's actually got a podcast voice.
I know.
Have you noticed?
It goes up and down.
You know when you phone him sometimes and he's in one of those modes, he goes, ah! You know what I mean? Or if you phone him and Amanda's about, you know what I mean? And he's hello, how are you? He's got his podcast voice on.
He's been very good.
Yeah.
I love it. So we're going to have stories. So basically, we've got the footballer, we've got the rugby player, right? We've got the two golfers, we've got the golfer to be, but the sports one. He's the ultimate fan, really.
Absolutely.
So he's going to be part of the podcast. He's going to be the ultimate fan. At the end of the show, we're also going to be talking to Fiach. Fiach now is a guy from Munster. He's the Munster man. He's an Irish man. He's a passionate man. And we're going to have a little look into the mind of Fiach, because it is Fiach. And it's the life according to, really, isn't it? He's a mate of yours. I've met him a few times. I tell you what, you do not want to miss this, because he is... You know, you talk about intellectual minds. Well, it's nothing like that.
No,
it's nothing like that.
No.
It's nothing.
I was wondering where you were going with that one.
I was wondering where you go that way.
But I tell you what, he is absolutely brilliant. So what have you been up to then?
Well, I've been up to St Andrews with yourself. Oh, how good was...
What a place.
I mean, we didn't have enough shots, did we?
No, well, the problem is, right, when we go there, it was 3/4 handicap, you playing off 6.
I got 5.
I got 5, and I'm playing off 6.5, so I got 6. Right? And it wasn't enough in it. What was the winner in the end?
47.
47 points.
47, we got 40.
Yeah.
I mean, we played quite well.
Yeah.
I think maximum we could have got maybe 43.
Yeah,
pushing
we left a couple of putts out there.
Yeah. Couple of shots, 43, 44 max.
Yeah.
Could never have got 47. No. By the way, the lads we played with came second.
Did they?
46 points.
They played well, mate, didn't they?
Apart from the first 2 holes and the 17th when the boat went out of bounds.
They did, with the drives, didn't they, over the top.
That killed them.
The problem is, you see that on telly, right? And it's one of those, it's the hotel, you know, you got to go over the side of the hotel. So we were quite safe, because we were almost onto the second fairway.
I think after them 2 drives going in, with a bit of slice, I think there was more a draw on ours. We were safe.
But it's such an iconic
How did you get on there, that hole?
On 17?
Yeah.
I think you know the road on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
I think my ball's still bobbling down there somewhere.
I think you tried to come up that hill a couple of times
twice.
as well.
I tried it. So the caddie wouldn't even give me a picture. He said, "You'll spoil your clubs." I said, "I'll spoil my clubs." I said, "I'm standing at the end of them all the time."
So do you remember?
You had 4 there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I was this side of the bunker on the left-hand side. So my caddie's going to me, "You like testing yourself?" I said, "Well, you know, it comes up that way, it comes off the ridge. It's just getting the pace right." He said, "This is one of the toughest putts in golf." Anyway, left it stone dead.
You did.
Nice little putt for a par.
You really make me jealous here, boys.
The problem is, because I was his partner,
This
then
is why I
I could
need to start
I
playing
could
golf.
take a risk off the road then.
Yeah.
And
He took 4 or 5
do you know what
risks.
they say? There is risk no reward. There was definitely risk no reward.
Like in a thinking pass and dropped you over, innit?
Par 18, no?
Par 18,
Yeah, yeah.
that was
Par
a great
18.
par.
I tell you what, I was more than that.
I gotta be
need a
honest, I
crowd,
was
man.
jealous.
I need a crowd. The thing
Yeah.
is, there was nobody around there. I need a crowd. There was loads of people around that 18th green.
There was. Good crowd. Yeah. What a day, though.
But what a course.
Oh,
It's not long, but it's almost the greens. If you've never been to St Andrews, right, the greens are just incredible. 120 yards long, some of them, double pins. There was people coming over, putting into our pin, and people, get a cardie. If you're going to St Andrews, get the cardie. They're absolutely amazing.
when I started, I went to the putting green and I heard one of the caddies for the group going out before. He said, "Don't be practicing 5-10 feet. He said, practice 40 feet because they're the putts you're going to have." And he was so true, no matter where you were.
You were practicing, were you?
I had 1 or 2.
It's all coming up now.
Yeah.
You don't see me on the driving range.
Mind you, your phone had gone, and I was trying to. We 3 of us were standing at the clubhouse for about half an hour, going, "Steve, he's awful late. He's awful late. We're gonna have to go up to the first tee now." We went bollocks to him. He's had it. We're teeing off in 10 minutes. We go up there. He's like, yeah.
Decided to
good
come.
old practice. Good old practice. Left us hanging.
Brilliant.
But great.
Was in the
So,
bar.
you two, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we played the home of golf, which was absolutely incredible, absolutely brilliant. But you went to Villa on Saturday, Villa at Newcastle. What a performance that was.
But best
Yeah.
I've seen Villa for years. Honestly, what a performance.
Villa on form at the moment.
The turnaround in Villa, since Stevie's gone,
Yeah.
is just incredible. Absolutely
I
incredible.
saw
You
a-
said a stat. You said.
Well, it came up, but I don't know how true it is because I look at stats and most of them I don't take any notice of.
Obviously, if you're watching the podcast, don't take this as gospel, right? Because we don't look at anything. We say what we see. It may not be right,
Yes.
but this is right
and
because I heard it on the radio.
Yeah, well, it must be right.
Must be right then. But yeah,
So
this-
the stat came up when Emery came in to now. If the league had started, Villa would be top of the league. That's incredible.
it's a shame,
turnaround.
really. It starts right at the start of the season. Isn't it?
Well, yeah, these things
Yeah,
happen,
exactly.
and he wasn't there. So, you know what? If Villa can keep it going till the end of the season,
It's like as Gino De Campio said, if my gran had wheels, she'd be a bike. that's very similar, isn't it?
But that's it. It's very interesting, exciting for Villa fans at this moment in time. And you know what? They've got the money. They've got a great stadium.
Yeah.
It's
a great
good
stadium,
manager.
isn't it? It's one of those proper traditional grounds, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
One
Well, the
ground that we love
atmosphere
going
was.
to.
Oh.
We were in the box, but the
Yeah.
atmosphere, it was
And
sensational.
as a neutral in that respect, what a lovely strip Aston Villa have. What a
Oh,
lovely
yeah.
strip.
But do you know this is?
And the colours suit you. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
The colours do suit you.
believe it-
Red was a little bit too strong for
Yeah.
you. There was a
Well,
bit of a clash.
it
There was a bit of a
clashed,
clash. There was a bit of a clash
Yeah,
there.
clashed,
But
yeah.
Believe it or not, my team as a kid growing up was a team called St Dominic's, and they wore the exact same jersey.
As Villa?
Yeah.
Did they?
Claret and blue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got plenty.
Meant
of,
to be.
It was for a few years anyway.
Great
Great club.
Should we talk about the elephant in the room? And I'm not talking about me. Right? Let's talk about the elephant. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? He's only a Manchester United fan.
I know.
He wouldn't come on the first pod because we've beaten them 7-1. Well, I say we with Liverpool.
Well,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Oh, God. But
It was 7-0 actually, Scott.
so it was 7-0, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it didn't have a score.
Yeah.
Oh no, I give you
No,
one
you're-
just for sympathy.
No,
You're
we didn't- we
thinking
didn't
of the
want to-
game the previous year.
Oh, there was
the 5-1.
5-1.
We
5-1.
didn't want to score.
You didn't.
So it's not, if you're going to lose 7-0, why do you want to score one goal? It's irrelevant.
But I heard this week. Can I say though? I heard this week, and I want to run it past you, right?
Yeah.
So, and I want your opinion on this as well. Man City are now 4 points behind, game in hand, plus they've got to play Arsenal
Tuesday night.
at the Etihad.
Yeah.
Right? So, we won't know when this goes out who's won that. So I'm kind of thinking at the moment, with the amazing Man City beating Bayern, 3-0 at home, was it? 1-1 away,
One all,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Haaland, right, before I get to your lot, right, before, it was 40, you can put this into perspective, right? 48 goals
It's
in
ridiculous.
41 games.
It is ridiculous.
Honestly, if it was like that in school, you'd say, sir, can you not let him play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's just spoiling the game, like.
Yeah.
It's a bit
No,
like
you're right.
Ronaldo
Yeah.
going to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Stupid figures.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say? There's nothing to say.
No, he's
It's
a great
sensational.
player.
Oh.
I mean, he plays for Man United's enemy, but you have to admire him. Absolutely outstanding player. He's got everything.
Yeah. Yeah, he's...
Well,
Where's he going to finish? I don't know.
For me, it's all about Arsenal now. Have they got over the little blip?
Yeah.
And the little blips, a couple of draws.
Because
That
West Ham,
then
2-0 up at West Ham and then come back 2-2.
Same at Anfield.
Yeah.
2-0 up.
Yeah, but going to Anfield, nobody's expecting them to win that game. I mean, a draw back in the day, or even now, is a fair result for Arsenal. But the West Ham game could lose them the title.
Yeah.
So
Effectively.
I'll come back to my question, right?
Yeah.
So if Arsenal have had this amazing season, if City pip them to the league,
Yeah.
right? Then if they say they come second, right?
Yeah.
They're going to come second, right? So I've heard of all my Man United fans that they reckon then Man United have had a better season because they've won a cup.
I'm probably going to come third.
Probably going to come third, right?
Well,
so they're going to
hopefully.
get. So they're going to get European football anyway, right?
You're still in the FA Cup.
You're still in the FA
Yeah,
Cup.
but Man United have had 10 bad seasons, haven't they? From the glory
Is that
days
all?
of... Well, they've had 10 bad seasons. Since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, it's been downhill. So for Man United to finish with a cup this year and hopefully finish third, I hate to say it, but that is a good season for Man United at the
But
moment.
is that then a better season than Arsenal?
Absolutely not, no.
Don't you think so?
No.
You got a cup.
No,
You'll have a saucer, you know, the saucer
no,
at the end of the year as
exactly,
well.
and that's how people should be taking the piss. then,
But
you're right,
but genuinely, you know, because it's all about silverware.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's only three trophies.
It's only we came second how many times? We scored, we had 100
Yeah.
odd points and came second,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it was fantastic. A great season. City, the side that they are. City, probably the best side ever in Premier League. The way that they play and they're winning.
No, I
And
don't agree.
Don't
with
you agree with that?
No. The best, the best team in the Premier League history is Man United.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
Is it? 'Cause
the year they won the treble. So
yeah, that's
Oh,
what it
that
was.
could be
Which,
that
you
could
know.
be surpassed.
I was in Argentina. So I watched,
Or
when
equal.
when you the European Cup final,
Yeah.
where you scored 2 goals at the end.
I was there. Actually.
Were you there?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I was
yeah.
in Argentina, so
Yeah.
I don't mean the top trump you,
Yeah.
but I was in Buenos Aires.
Oh, was
Oh
you?
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I want to ask you doing that.
I was playing
What
rugby.
song were you singing
I was playing rugby for Wales.
Is that when the big punch up was on the?
Yeah,
And your
massive.
brother just knocked about 3 or 4 Kiwis out.
Well,
Pumas,
the Argentinian player came up and hit me. I think it was then Lucio the Tiger came up and hit me.
And your brother took
then
umbrage?
he turned around and my brother hit him.
Yeah.
And then I got the both on top of me then.
Yeah.
And then they're fighting, everybody piles on, we're all fighting.
Yeah.
And I look down, I'm stuck in the bottom of a ruck like this, and all of a sudden I see this little brown pair of brogues come towards me, right? And all of a sudden, this brown brogue kicked
Yeah.
one of their
He
players.
came out to the stand or something, didn't he?
No, it was our doctor.
Oh, your
It was our
doctor, that's
doctor.
right, yeah.
It was our doctor. He
Fair
came
play
over.
to him.
Yeah. So I go and
He's a brave
he,
man.
he was. I can't mention his names, obviously, because you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
He might sue you.
Yes, we had more than one doctor, but only one with brown brogues. You know you are, right? And off he ran, right?
Yeah.
And off he ran, and honestly, all this carnage going on, and I'm just looking, I'm laughing like hell because of the little pair of brogues running up the touchline.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but I wonder what Boca Juniors play as well.
Oh, yeah.
So when
yeah.
Boca Juniors played River Plate.
River Plate.
And it's when River
That must
Plate.
be an experience.
Oh, never seen it. You know, so Maradona's box
Yeah.
is like it was in the middle of the whole stadium. And as he came out, and it was just before the game, as he came out, he stood there and just went like that. and everybody went quiet, and he just clapped, and everyone, Maradona, Maradona. And for 90 minutes,
absolutely brilliant.
everybody, but it was mad, right? Because everybody stood up for 40 minutes, and then 15 minutes after, I just sat down.
Yeah.
And then when they come back out, Maradona for another 45 minutes, and it was the most, it was the best atmosphere I've ever been in my life.
And you also had a successful tour out there as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we went
Wales had
to
been on the back of struggling for a while, didn't they? And then you win the series out there.
Well, yeah, we were just beaten England, and we'd just beaten France.
Yeah.
We won 2 tests in Argentina. First time anybody has won 2 tests in Argentina. And then we came back and then we beat South Africa with my blonde hair.
He dyed his hair blonde, and the South Africans didn't know if it was the ball or his head.
You know why that happened?
They realised then that the ball is not that big.
It is. And they kicked both.
Yeah, exactly.
They tried to rip my head off. So our Arsenal's season, will that be... Will Man United be better?
Well, there's a big argument on Sunday on Sky Sports, Roy Keane and Gary Neville. Neville was exactly...
That's a
shock. It's a shock, yeah. And Neville likes a good argument. So Gary Neville is saying that it's going to be a good season for Arsenal. And Roy Keane totally disagreed with him. If you don't win the league, how can it be a good season? And they kind of both got a point.
Yeah.
You know, you were not here to sit on the fence.
I'll sit on the fence when it comes to other clubs I'm not interested in. But when it comes to Man United, I want to...
Where the previous year, it's been
a good season.
Great season for them. But it'll be a big...
disappointment. I think it'll be a big disappointment if they don't win the league, if I'm honest.
And it is the saucer and there's the apprentice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, City have been there, gone through everything over the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
You know, from coming from behind, being in front, they can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
Now, there has been a little wobble from Arsenal, but by no means are Arsenal out of it. Because Arsenal are capable of going to Man City and getting a result.
Yeah.
And that will...
Well, this isn't...
it's coming up.
Especially the way Arsenal start the game.
Yeah.
Because Arsenal start the game really well, don't they?
Yeah.
And in fairness, Man City, they normally come strong towards the end of games.
Yeah.
Unless they play Liverpool. And then in previous seasons, obviously. But it's one of those where that's next. Is that next week?
I think it is.
It's Tuesday,
that's next week.
So Tuesday night,
That is.
I'm going to predict the draw myself. You know, I'm going to predict the draw.
Honestly, we haven't got him on the podcast to sit in the fence.
Well, no, I'll sit in the fence, and I'm going to call a draw for that game.
So the only time you're ever going to have an opinion is when Man United are playing.
Oh, I'll have a proper opinion when Man United play. I mean, you won't get a word in
it. It could cause trouble. We'll have to get Roy Keane and Gary Neville on.
Yeah.
I'll give him a bell now. Well, you got one number, I got the other.
Well, he probably hasn't.
I got Roy's. Don't say anything. So it's one of those, right? So the league, I think it will. I think we will be decided in that game, right?
Oh, definitely.
So it'll be decided in that game. Whoever wins that game will probably go on and win the league. Mind you, but then
Man City have got some.
They got one
European games as well, haven't they?
Well, that's what I was thinking now, right? So I'm thinking if you were a Man City fan now, right, which obviously
it's Real Madrid, isn't it?
It's that's the thing.
That's the game.
That's the one. That's their holy grail now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's their holy grail.
Well, I know Pep keeps going on about it, but the league is so important.
Yeah.
You know, to win the league, that's what you want.
Yeah.
But for
it's 40-odd games, isn't it?
It proves what your worth is, really. But I think Man City this year, if they don't win it this year, I don't think they'll ever win it, to be honest.
No.
And
it's there for the taking.
But Real Madrid, they got absolutely battered. I watched the game against Chelsea. Chelsea, honestly, for 60 minutes, played some great football. Were very unlucky. One counter-attack.
But as a Man United fan, I'm not going to be happy to see City winning the Champions League. No chance.
No, because they'll probably win the treble then. And then
if they win the treble, I'll have nothing to talk about if they win the treble.
Well, you can stop them in the cup final.
Exactly. Well, we haven't got there yet. I'm sure we'll beat Brighton. I hope well. And I'm sure City will.
Was it 1984 the last time? Man U beat Brighton semi-final?
It was
It was
no, 1980. It was 1983 FA Cup final.
Were you there?
83.
I didn't go to the final actually. No, I didn't actually.
Right.
I know.
Extra
I
time.
actually missed that.
You've been very
It was a. We nearly lost that game actually because Gordon Smith, I think, was the striker for Brighton.
Okay.
Might have that. Gordon's there, and he was clean through on goal, and Gary Bailey pulled off an amazing save, and the game was over basically, and we would have lost, and we went into a replay then, and obviously, and
4-0.
we just beat him 4-0. It was one-way traffic, you know. But
Wow.
Got away with it again.
He's a font, isn't he?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that is one game I did actually miss.
Was actually,
Yeah.
I think we should have called them Fiach.
We should have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because back in the day he was useful.
Yeah.
There's kids watching this podcast. What the hell is CFAX?
Yeah,
It's like Betamax.
Right, like a Galactica, you mean?
It's basically like your iPhone you used to put on the TV. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
should we go on holiday? Do you remember that? Do you remember back in the day?
Yeah,
Should we go on holiday? Yeah. Where should we go? No. Let's have a look at CFAX.
Let's ring Kev.
Anyway,
But
we've
even
got-
going to the pub, we're talking about the old days, you go to the pub and have a game of Galacticans and have a pint.
Give him a what?
Galacticans, so the space invaders,
Space
you remember?
Invaders.
You're talking about Fiach.
Pac-Man.
Oh, I remember Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Oh, was that the one? Was that the one where the rocket used to go across?
That's it, and
you
shoot
used to have
up.
to shoot
That's the
up?
one, yeah. This
That was our
podcast
Grand
might
Theft
find-
Auto, man.
Yeah.
That was genuinely our Grand Theft Auto without all the pillaging and the breaking and the smashing the cars.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you
We
know,
were
robbing
very
the shops.
innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And drinking strongbow down the park when you were about 12, isn't it? Yeah. So, let's not go there.
Woodpecker.
Yeah. A flag and a bow, isn't it?
Yeah,
What was that about?
honestly,
Behind the bike
I
shed.
haven't drunk. I don't think I've ever drunk a pint of woodpecker
Since
legally.
Legally, yeah. That's about
I
right.
think I stopped drinking that when I was about 16.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Because I went on the special VAT then.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was dangerous.
Special VAT was particularly dangerous.
Yeah.
Pale
Talking
ale
about
session.
ales, yeah.
Oh, absolutely outstanding. Tell you what, if I was 18 now, because we only drink responsibly,
Yeah.
we only ever drink responsibly. That would be that one, the
Yeah.
3.8,
Yeah.
the all day session ale. Anyway,
I
how
think
do we get on? How do we get on from here? Because what were we talking about?
We went from football to
Yeah, it just, yeah.
just
Teletext.
teletext.
See, this
and
is the type of
Pac-Man.
podcast we got, right? This is the type of podcast we got. So we want as well to get your thoughts. So don't forget, we got these. Look. If you'd like to follow us on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Clubhouse Brewing Company. And we've also got info at clubhousebrewingcompany.co.uk. Now, these are brilliant because they just started this podcast. So we've written all these down. So I don't forget. You can subscribers, anyone can be in the clubhouse with us. Just hit the subscribe button. Now it says it on there, and I'm telling you. So you can just do it. You can just do it. And we're at www.clubhousebrewingcompany.com. Did you have to put www these days?
Well,
Remember back in the day, you used to have to
yeah.
go, www.
I
It was like people didn't know it was the World Wide Web. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
used to go,
and then
www. Is that the one
a lot of
that's
people lose
helps
interest,
animals?
don't they? As soon as you've got to say www, and if you can't say W, it'd be wobbly.
Oh, can you imagine? I've got so many
it's
things to
like-
say now, but
I
we'll
know.
be cancelled after 2. We will definitely be cancelled after 2.
Trust you.
I've got a couple of friends called Rob, and
and they can't say they are.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I
I
can't
know.
say anymore. You know, I'm just saying. Clubhousebrewingcompany.com. Get involved. Send in your questions. We're going to do a couple of questions.
There's a lad
a
in
little
our
bit
village,
later on.
actually, his name is Robert Wright, and he can't say his R's or his W's.
Only fools and horses.
So what do you call him, Ted?
It's
Almost.
I'm not going to say what I call
It's
him.
almost being like called Doc
Yeah.
when your name is actually
Doe.
Doherty.
Doe, yeah.
Doe.
I know.
A D, a female.
Or is
D.
it?
But we were called Docs back in school. My brothers, we were all known as Docs. So it was
Sure
John
it's not
Docs,
the
Kevin
Simpsons?
Docs, Mike Docs,
Doe.
you know. And my father was Harry Docs.
Harry Docks, yeah. Bless him.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's.
And my son now is known as Robbie Docs. He's even in my phone as Robbie Docs.
Is he? Not you. Your son isn't in your phone as son.
No, he's in as Robbie Docs.
Robbie Docs.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you answer it, do you go, all right, son, or do you go, all right, Robbie Docs?
I actually answer the phone, right, Robbie Docs? I do. You're viewing me, obviously. And that's why I answered the phone to him.
Why is that? Why when I phone you go, "Right, Fatty Scott"? Is that what am I in your phone?
I didn't know you could hear that.
Yeah. Well, you say it to me, "Oh, Fatty Scott."
Yeah, I know. I used to go, "Hello, Scott." Yeah.
You can whisper.
I didn't know you were the fatty.
You like to, you can whisper across 3 fields.
It's a good job you got a sense of humour, Scott.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on my hands. Sitting on my hands. Right, football. So, right, but the end of the, I'm going Man City win the league.
I'm going Arsenal.
You're going Arsenal?
Yeah.
I'm going Man City.
They go Man City. Right, European Cup. Milan, AC, Inter. That's going to be hell. They play the same stadium, do they?
Yeah.
So what do they do? So if you play the same stadium, so if it's Inter playing first against AC, so will they'll get their
Home dressing room.
Have they got? So is it? Have you been to the stadium?
Yeah, played there.
You played there. So have they got like? Have Inter got their own dressing room and AC got their own dressing room, or they both use the same dressing room? Because if I had that much money, I'd go. You can have one side, and I'll have the other side, so they can pimp it up. You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Well, that's what I do.
I tell you what does happen out there.
No, because the home side, obviously, we're the away side. We go in the away dressing room.
Yeah.
But there was, if I can remember correctly, it wasn't as if we were in a dressing room where it was full of AC colours.
Yeah.
It was just...
So do you think, because
With the fans, I've been to that stadium, and when I went to watch Man United, believe it or not, and then
Did you win?
No, we drew 1-1, but it was the quarter-final of the European Cup at the time.
Who scored?
Paul Scholes scored the equaliser.
Seafax.
Yeah, and Henningberg saved us that day because he took the ball off the line. Had they scored then, we would have gone out. Henningberg kicks the ball off the line, he scores. We're into the semi-final. Anyway, my point was...
Hang on. I'm just
I
gonna,
think it was around about
I'm just going to put in here, because I get this, we don't just throw this together. Care docs. Seafax.
But my point was that
Done. That's
we were in the away end, obviously being Man United fans, and I noticed then when Inter Milan played AC Milan, when we were up there, the Inter Milan were opposite us, obviously.
Yeah.
When they played an away game then against AC Milan, the Inter Milan fans were in where
you were.
the Man United fans were.
So they do...
There is a home end and an away end, obviously, because you got the 2,000 tickets for the away fans, so it all changes round. And that must be weird for a fan who goes to that stadium.
It'd be interesting, because I genuinely, if you had a stadium like that and you had two big clubs, totally makes sense to use this one stadium, absolutely, totally. But I would like to have then, like maybe, I'd like to have my own change room that you know what I mean?
Well,
that
you know, Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
So they share with 1860.
Oh, do they?
Munich. So when Bayern are playing at home, it's lit up in red.
Yeah.
When 1860, it's lit up in blue.
Yeah.
With the dressing rooms,
honestly,
I don't know.
That's a good point of Blu-ray. Why don't Liverpool and Everton share a stadium? Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine Man U and Man City?
No, I can't.
There you go.
Well, Old Trafford's not big enough for the.
But going back
for
to
the blue,
Bayern, right?
For the noisy neighbours.
Going back to Bayern, who changes all the light bulbs?
Franz Beckenbauer.
Can you imagine? It take you a day to change all the light bulbs. Who's playing home? Oh God! Oh, get me the blue ones. It'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? It'd be a nightmare. But apparently, Man City are putting a new stand. They're going to make the Etihad bigger, so it looks like there's more empty seats.
But they can't exactly. You took words out of my mouth. They can't even fill the stadium as it is. I'm not being a bit of Man United supporter. I'm just saying that is a fact.
Oh, you just are.
You know.
Aston Villa are doing the same.
Also, we do a bit of fishing on this programme, ladies and gentlemen. We do a little bit of fishing.
Villa are taking down the North Stand.
Are they?
Yeah, it's going to be bigger. The boys were saying extra 10,000.
Oh wow! But they fill that regularly, don't they?
Oh
you know
God,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's always.
Yeah.
What they do need in the Villa is a new taxi rank for getting out to the stadium, or maybe a new Uber rank.
I'm glad you could say your R's.
Yeah, exactly.
We got there in the end.
We got it in the end.
Oh, you're probably getting home now.
Well,
a problem from...
problem getting out to the ground because you order an Uber, but they'll go and sit at the other end of the stadium where there's a bigger fair, where the people coming out.
An Uber?
An Uber. U-B-E-R. Uber.
It's a submarine.
Is it?
On Wales.
That's Andy in that's Andy in the middle of Birmingham.
Don't ask me what a Uber is. I couldn't explain it to you. Actually,
We don't have Uber in us.
No, we don't have them in Glenheath either. But every time we go up to the Midlands or London or something, or Cardiff even,
Have
it's
you
Uber.
got an Uber app?
I haven't actually. No,
How the hell do you call it then?
I have.
I didn't.
You have?
Steve did.
Oh, have you got an Uber app?
Yeah.
These footballers,
You know.
No, the kids only got it. They put it on.
Genuinely, I'm there.
A month ago.
I wouldn't have a clue.
No, to do it.
Listen.
I phone Chicky. So in ask, you phone Chicky and go, is the bus all right? Yeah, and he comes around with the bus.
Who's Chicky?
Local
he's
taxi.
He's the local guy.
He's down the rugby club, but he doesn't drink Chicky. And he's the nicest man in the world, right? He's in his 60s. Still plays now and again for us. He's had the most games for us ever.
Yeah.
He's played prop to full back, right?
Brilliant.
He plays anywhere. He is the nicest man in the world. And he runs the club minibus. So if you phone him up, you give him a couple of quid and you take him.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Every
brilliant.
village needs a Chicky.
Yeah, honestly, I got a Chicky Uber then. I got a Chicky Uber. I got his number. I got his number. Anyway, right, European Cup.
Oh,
That's gonna be a tough one. Are they gonna? Are City gonna beat Real Madrid?
I think the winner of that game will win it.
Yeah.
But I did fancy Napoli and for AC Milan to do what they did. I mean, that was unbelievable. I think that was the biggest shock of the quarterfinals. I ain't going to say it's City's year. I know it's going to upset you, but I don't care. I think they just have enough. But Real Madrid, it's their competition. They just keep doing it.
I keep on going back to Gareth Bale, right?
Yeah.
And massive Gareth Bale fan, Welsh fan, everything. He broke my heart that day.
Yeah.
Because when that volley, you know what I mean, the overhead kick in, and you just think they're never out of it. Benzema, how old's Benzema now? He's older than Kev.
I watched that game. I watched that Liverpool Real Madrid game.
I
was actually in Spain.
Page 666.
I was actually in Spain watching that game.
Yeah.
And everybody in the bar was a Liverpool fan except me and my wife. Well, my wife might have been supporting Liverpool, but I certainly wasn't. And the Liverpool fans were giving it loud all through the game. And me being a proud Welshman, our hero Gareth Bale comes on and just destroyed Liverpool's hearts. It was amazing to watch.
Well, I
just got drunker and drunker then and enjoyed the night.
Courtois was unreal.
And that's why we love Gareth Bale.
We can cut that bit out.
Yeah, definitely.
We can cut that bit
just
out.
You can cut it out, yeah.
Oh, I know. I was watching that because I went to do the championship playoff. I was doing the Sky Fan Van 2018.
Championship playoff.
So I did the championship playoff in Wembley football.
Oh yeah, who was playing that day
with
there?
Sky. I think it was Fulham. Was it Birmingham or Villa?
So why was you doing that then, Scott?
Because I was doing the fan van around Europe, so
right.
so I did the darts.
Any sport.
I did the darts. I was Scotty too hotty at the darts at the O2. I did the Magic Weekend. We did the European Cup finals down in Bilbao. We took the fan van down to Bilbao.
Brilliant.
We went to the F1, Formula 1.
Brilliant.
In Barcelona, and then we drove up. I did the darts. We did the netball in Bath. It's a tough sport. Netball. Oh my God. It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? And we did some warm-ups. So we had a game with the women down there. Oh my God, the discipline that they've got to have. And they're all roughy-tufty as well, you know what I mean? They're smashing into you. It's a non-contact sport. My shins have never bled so much in my life. And it was incredible, right? They were kicking the shit out of me. And so that was brilliant and so much fun down there. And cricket. I went to Lords to do a bit of cricket.
Did you spend any time at home that year?
Not for the we were in the van for it was only 36 days I think.
Yeah.
We spent in the van.
Okay.
So it was good. It was a bit smelly at the end, mate. But
I can imagine.
But it was good.
And
I played Wentworth. I played the BMW at Wentworth.
Very nice.
Which was nice. So yeah, it was
some
brilliant.
miles.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did 6,000 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was great, and we didn't pass a vineyard.
Oh, good.
We didn't.
It's a shame, isn't it?
We didn't pass the vineyard. Oh yeah.
So the van, I bet the van really was smelling.
Saint-Emilion was a 2-day stay in Saint-Emilion. It was absolutely beautiful coming back over the top of the borders.
Brilliant.
So yeah, good fun. Anyway, that's another one.
So
Right, who's going to win the European Cup?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, for me, Real Madrid. Yeah.
I don't know what
Is it?
I know, right? I wouldn't mind City winning. I wouldn't mind City winning.
I was the same as you with Napoli. I was thinking this is Napoli's year this year.
Yeah.
So as you just said, it could be AC's year. But Real Madrid for me.
I just can't see past Madrid at the moment.
No.
I'm do you know what I mean? Because
Who's at home first? If
It's
City
the first game's in the Bernabeu.
in the Bernabeu.
Bernabeu, yeah. Real Madrid are home first.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Does it make any difference?
I think playing second does make a difference.
I don't know. Madrid are so
Unless they
good
go
at home.
4-0 up, which I don't think they will.
No,
Well,
you can't
well-
see it. But Real Madrid, when I went to the Liverpool game this year, took my lad over, and do you know what? Some of the play, I think they have to stop Modric. He's still sensational for his age, his enthusiasm, his desire. He gets up and down the pitch, but his quality on the ball is fantastic. He sees things round corners. I think if City come out with a favourable, even loss by a goal, I would fancy City.
At home, yeah. Right, so City, Madrid.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
We see what happens.
Right, rugby. We're going to talk. We're going to talk to Fiach a little bit later. Can I just say, right, Six Nations rugby. Obviously we talked about rugby. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Now, this is funny, right? Because Ireland, by far, the best side out there. What Farrell's doing out there, Johnny Sexton, coming off, Peter Mani, just absolutely outstanding, and Kieran Doris, and they just absolutely world class. Deserve the #1 title. Deserve the Six Nations. The pressure comes on now with World Cup because they haven't done so well in the World Cup. Just before we start, obviously, your dad was Irish.
Yeah.
Where does your loyalty lie?
When Wales are playing Ireland, obviously Wales.
Yeah.
But I don't get too upset if Ireland beat them. Obviously, every other game, it's Ireland.
Ireland.
And, I really hope they win the World Cup this year.
Over Wales.
Well, Wales are not going to win it. Let's not beat around the bush. So my support is going to be with Ireland.
Warren's come back.
Can you work on your Irish accent, for God's sake? Can you? You know what I mean? Glenheath, he's a Glenheath boy.
I can turn the Irish accent, but I'm not going to do it.
Right,
No.
Yeah, go on.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Go on.
But no,
This is Doyle.
no. I think obviously my allegiance is with Wales. Obviously.
So do you consider that you won Six Nations this year?
No.
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 Oh, no, that's fine.
But I am proud of what Ireland have achieved.
So you should be.
You know?
They're outstanding.
Yeah.
And I think the lads coming up underneath the main
Well,
squad.
Leinster, right? Leinster now they got through, to the semi-finals of Europe as well.
Yeah.
Just absolutely incredible. You know what I mean? The way they're playing, the way Leinster playing, coming through Munster as well.
It's the strength of the depth.
Just incredible.
You seen it first hand the other day, didn't you?
Well, I was over in Ireland and I was fortunate enough. Fiach invited me. He was coaching the under-19s, and I went to see the setup and whatnot and see that he actually does coach. Because I thought he was just
Hairdresser.
amongst things.
Yeah.
He does actually do
but
hairdressers as well.
He's such a fun lad, good lad. But you know what? So professional when he gets down to his job.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that to his face. No, I couldn't do that.
No.
I might tell him, nah.
You might get all weepy if you say it to his face. He might get. He's
get
quite an emotional lad,
yeah,
isn't he?
he's emotional. Boy.
You know?
Yeah.
But we'll find out about that later when we speak to him, I guess.
Absolutely.
You know?
But no, the setup, everything about it. And you talk to the coaches and they're going, like they were saying how good their under 20s are.
Yeah.
And then the head of development for the underage group went, our 18s are even better.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow.
Is that with Munster or Ireland?
No, that's
Ireland.
So
He's doing the Ireland under 18s, he's not 19s, is it?
Yeah,
18s,
sorry,
is it?
18s.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole setup, you know, from each province.
It's
and
incredible.
And every kid in Ireland now, instead of playing soccer, it looks as if they want to play rugby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's got that feel to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'll never overtake the Gaelic.
The hurling and
Gaelic
football.
and the hurling. But rugby is definitely up there massively.
That's incredible.
It's a tough draw.
Yeah.
Tough side of the draw.
Yeah.
I think that's where strength and depth is going to be crucial. If you look the other side of the draw, you've got Australia, England, Wales.
Yeah.
I tell you what, before
Argentina.
Argentina, yeah. So if you look at the big boys, they're all going to have 3-4 tough games before they even get to the last 16.
Well, you got South Africa. You got South Africa.
South Africa,
Ireland,
Yeah.
South Africa,
Scotland.
Ireland,
It's the final
Scotland.
game.
Yeah.
So you've
Final
When
game.
New Zealand, France, that opening game of the World Cup. Oh my! It's going to be absolutely incredible.
And then whoever comes out of Ireland's group is playing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a tough
Before
call,
you
isn't
even
it?
get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah. They really need to turn around and then.
Yeah, is that sometimes, you know what I mean? If you're going to win the World Cup, you've got to be the best sides. And it's one of those where New Zealand at the moment are at the top of their game. France are at the top of the game. France at home are just absolutely incredible. You know what I mean? Fabian Galtier and his team that he's got there. Everybody talks about Sean Edwards, but they've got an incredible coaching team there. The pool of talent that they've got is absolutely immense as well. It's very similar to Ireland. Is the fact. The only thing I think Ireland do is probably rest their top internationals a little bit more, so they can get them ready for those big games. They can tape it into those big games, which is absolutely incredible. But you know what I mean. Wales got to play Fiji, who we lost to in 07.
Yeah.
And they knocked us out to the World Cup in 07. So hopefully, you know what I mean. If we should beat them. Warren Gatland, he's come in now. Taken over from Wayne Fiach. There's a lot of pressure put on the players, you know, with the regions, with the union, with them having to go on strike the players before the England game. All that was put on top of them. I just hope all that's put aside now. And Gats gets to have his players. He'll get them back. They'll
we see a different Welsh side in the World
fit.
Cup.
Well, they're going
to
Switzerland and Turkey in the summer, so he's going to take them up into the mountains again. They're going to get high altitude training. They're going to get the heat into them in Turkey. They're going to train hard over there. So there's 4 months now that he will get them absolutely flying by the time they come to the World Cup. So I think they'll be in a good place.
There's no doubt that Wales will be a lot better than what they've showed.
I think
you can see improvement.
Yeah. I think Steve Borthwick as well. I think Steve Borthwick, you know what I mean, he needed time after Eddie Jones had gone. So now he's actually in place. He's got his team, Kevin Sinfield, there in place as well. You know, this block for them at the end of the season, that 5 months where they won't play. We play them twice in August. We play France in August, so we kind of get a feeling.
Do we know who Wales are playing if they come out of the group?
If they come second,
yeah.
they'll either play England or Argentina. It depends who's winning in those.
Yeah.
You know,
So
quarter-final Marseille right in October could be England-Wales. Oh, that'll be absolutely amazing.
More carnage down in Marseille.
It'll be amazing.
I wonder what booking flights to Marseille then. Or CFAX.
Man.
CFAX won't cope with all these trips.
You won't be cope with all those trips.
You better start booking them now.
We better start, It's
going to be, honestly, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait till the World Cup.
It's going to be an amazing World Cup. It is going to be great. Starting off for the big game, isn't it, as you said?
France, New Zealand.
Are you going over, Danny?
I am actually. Yes, I am going over. Yeah,
One's that?
I'm hoping to go over to watch. Not hoping. I'm going over to watch South Africa and Ireland.
Are you?
On Saturday morning.
Oh wow!
And then basing myself in Lyon.
Yeah. Well, that's
on Friday.
My first name.
Train.
So don't say that.
You know,
I get very discombobulated.
Exactly. It's Lyon with a
You're
Y.
not basing yourself in Lyon.
It's Lyon with a Y.
I'm very worried.
I'm basing myself in Lyon with a Y.
Oh, with a Y.
Okay?
Thank God for that.
Then,
not with an E.
Exactly.
Oh, thank God
and then
for that.
It's a train up to Lyon, up to Paris, to watch the South Africa game and Ireland on the Saturday morning. Back then for Australia Wales on Sunday night.
Oh wow! So you're doing the both? You're doing back
both
to back?
games. Yeah.
Oh, amazing!
Back to back.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
so looking for that.
I think I'm joining you.
Are you going as well?
Are you going as well? Oh. Of course you are.
Thank you for the fucking invite.
Well, you have been invited, but you haven't had a chance being spoken to yet. So.
Oh, I have been invited, but you haven't actually spoken to me about it.
Well, we wanted to tell you about it today, but obviously somebody else wanted to tell him.
Oh, okay. Oh, very nice. Right. I could be working out there, so I might be there anyway.
Yeah, good.
So it'd be very nice.
Yeah.
So there we are. Leinster to win the European Cup. I've got Leinster to win the European Cup.
You would fancy Leinster.
Leinster.
Both games in Dublin.
Yeah. Finals in Dublin.
Yeah.
And good luck to the Scarlets as well. Incredible. Beat Clermont Auvergne the other day. Absolutely brilliant result. They got Glasgow at home, so another big one, and they could be out in Dublin for the final. I think it's on the 19th of May that weekend as well. So good luck to them. Have a fantastic one, boys. Should we just talk about, the event over the last couple of weeks? John Ram.
Oh my word.
The Masters.
What about that?
Golf season's back.
4 putted on the first green.
I know.
Amazing.
Who would do that? I normally 4-putt off the green. On 17 to St Andrews.
But from that distance.
Just incredible, eh?
From that distance. And you go, oh my God. But like his mindset after that.
Yeah.
He was just a machine.
Just to come back.
I mean, I was on speed myself.
Yeah.
Each way. But, oh my God.
Sorry, I thought you said you were on speed then. Really? That's me. You don't have to, you know what I mean? That's a bit,
You can't say his
oversharing on the, you were on speed.
You can't say
John
his
Speed,
D's.
sorry.
Yeah, you can't say his D's.
D's.
Yeah, Speed. Yeah, exactly. Let's move on.
CFAX just had a glitch there, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. It's all right. He'll be back in the room now. We'll reboot it. We'll reboot it. But it was just absolutely incredible. The fact that it was 40 years since Sevi had won it. The fact that it was his 66th birthday?
Yes.
I think
that
it was
weekend,
that day. And for him to come through, Sergio had won it similar back a couple of years ago. And then for him to do it was just the mind. He's the best player in the world at the moment. I know Rory McIlroy's up there. I know Scotty Scheffler's up there, and that. But I got to say as well, kudos to Brooks Koepka.
Yes.
Right? Oh, three days. Mind you, he's playing on live, isn't he? So they only play 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
So he had to wear trousers. He couldn't wear shorts. So apparently his calves are sweating. That's just a rumor. It's just a rumor. Yeah. I don't know. That's just a rumor, right? But it was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Do you know what? He put in such a performance. But like you say, when you're only playing 3 rounds, you get into that habit.
Yeah.
And then it's very hard to get out of the habit.
That's what the nun said.
None to you.
Hey, what about that tree falling down?
I know.
Oh, hi.
Did you see that? There was actually somebody in between the two trees.
How nobody got in? Well, they would have been killed, not injured. That tree.
Absolutely.
It'd have been like Scott Quinnell falling on top of it from a great height. It was
well, not even on tiptoes.
Yeah, exactly.
From tiptoes. But apparently they don't let phones in on the Masters either. So you're not allowed to take phones in and things like that. And apparently, if everybody who was doing their normal life was just going around on their phones, they wouldn't have reacted.
That's right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And somebody.
That's a good point.
The fact that there was nobody and you're a creek behind you, and all of a sudden, bang, it's on the floor. It's incredible. But the thing is, it's not only that everybody survived, which is absolutely thank God for that. But the following day, didn't look like anything happened.
No.
The greenkeepers and the volunteers and that.
What was the cameraman doing filming the tree though?
Well, it's just like a big iPhone, isn't it? That's what people do, don't they?
He was just...
It's a good job.
He caught it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good job the tower wasn't in sight.
I know.
Carnage.
Yeah.
But like you say, the way they cleaned it up.
Yeah.
So quickly.
As if nothing happened, yeah. Brilliant.
You can tell with 3 old blokes. Ooh, it's amazing. Did you see the chainsaw? Oh! They came out, honestly, they came out, right? Yeah. And they had chainsaws, right?
Excavadas.
2 foot chain. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's a proper...
Did you see the earmuffs on them?
I wasn't looking at the earmuffs, I was looking at the length of the chain, good boy. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. But yeah, Rambo.
It is Rambo.
You know.
And he put in a good performance last week.
Yeah.
The week after at Harbour.
Yeah.
Well done to Matt.
Oh, well, man. Did you see? He was so emotional, Matt Fitzpatrick, wasn't he? Because that's where he grew up, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He saw that's where he played his golf, I think, and sort of growing up. And he said outside of the Open and the Masters, and outside of the Grand Slam, or you know what I mean,
the Opens.
That's the one he would want to win. Brilliant.
And that photograph
Yeah.
And his brother and his dad.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's great viewing as well, isn't it?
Oh,
Even when you can't play golf, it's still a great viewing.
Do you know, it is remarkable, man, when they reckon that if we play at Augusta, you know what I mean? Like, if me and you played Augusta, we'd be lucky to break 100.
100?
Yeah.
God, I'd take 110. Some of them greens.
Oh, I was going to say, just...
I mean, the greens at St Andrews are unreal.
Well, you shot... Yeah, but you're saying that, though. You shot 77.
Oh, steady.
77, 78?
6 over, yeah.
6 over 78. You shot 78. I shot 83, I think it was. So technically, I should have more shots of you next time we play. And you know, you go around there and you think, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it was raining. It was raining. It was, you know what I mean? It did start blustering a little bit down. But it's the greens, man.
Yeah.
It's the greens, and you go up there to Augusta and that, and you know, even when they is it 13 they changed, so the par 5 now. So
yeah.
and John Ram had practiced the draw shot to get it round the corner, and people were still putting it into the trees up the top where Mickelson made that incredible left-hand shot. It was a 5-iron, hooked it round, and you know, Bubba Watson when he was in the tree. You think of some of those iconic shots. Faldo is 2-iron.
Yeah.
When he hit 2-iron years ago onto that 13th green. And you just think, oh my God, and then you get the opportunity to play it.
Fiach, yeah. I'm looking at you and thinking...
I'm only the golf page. I'm only the golf page. So I'm happy with that. You go
That's
to
okay.
What would golf be? Golf would be probably 18. Page 18.
No, it's page 405.
405. I
went in.
I know.
That cost me, that was me double bogey.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out. It took me 2 to get out, which is unusual. But that's there. Now, looking at the bunkers in Augusta,
I know.
You can't even see out them. You know, Scotty Scheffler's a big man.
Yeah, lost his head, didn't he?
6'4". You couldn't even see him. And you're going, oh my God. And then you see the slopes of the greens and how quick they are. I mean, that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah. But I tell you what, you can't look past John Ram, mine, for a couple more this year.
Oh, for me, it's whether he wants it badly enough, and I think he does now. I think.
Can you imagine if he made a whole swing instead of you know what I mean? He'd be hitting the ball 700 yards, wouldn't he?
He's like that, Peter Beasley. Did you ever see Peter take a shot?
Stab.
It hardly goes back, and the power regenerated. That's John Ram with a golf.
Just incredible.
It really is amazing. He's got such power.
Peter Beasley.
Yeah.
What a great player, Peter Beasley.
Yeah.
What a great player.
Only because...
And he started his career with... Who did he start his career with? Oh, no, it was actually Man United, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it?
Well,
he left.
He didn't quite make it, so... I think that was Big Ron's biggest mistake, leaving Beasley go before he'd made it.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Ron.
Yeah.
Maybe
well, plus we get Ron on the show and ask him.
I think we'd
That might not.
Stan, could you get Ron Axel on the show and we'll ask him that question?
I'll give him a call.
Okay, we'll try it.
But don't tell him we're going to ask him that question.
No, don't tell him.
No. We leave that to Fiach.
Yeah.
So you've gone from the boss to the Fiach now in literally half an hour. Now it's the most important time of the podcast. It's your questions. If you want to ask a question, remember, go to info@clubhousebrewingcompany.co.uk. Right, our first question, please.
Hello, Steve. My name's Colin, and I'm from Barnsley, Barnsley FC fan. I've heard that you're a bit of a wizard on the golf course, and I just wondered, if you had your time again, would you prefer to be a professional footballer or a professional golfer?
Oh, Col, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Oh, I do love me
golf. Do you dress up as a wizard often?
As well.
Spiky hat.
You want to see the hat.
And the touch.
It's that magic wand. No, I love me golf, but I know, look.
Wouldn't you?
I would love to, but I don't know. I've always wanted to play football. Yeah. I always wanted to play in an FA Cup final. I've been very lucky. I've done that. So fortunate. Lucky breaks along the way. Sometimes you make your own luck. Sometimes you have to, get a little bit of luck. I had a bit of both. Yes, when you look at going around the world and whatnot, but if I had my time again, I would still choose to play football, I think.
Yeah.
But golf...
But let me
it's amazing.
let me put it another way, right? If you could be in contention for 15 years in every major, or a footballer, what would you be?
Golfer, no chance.
No.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh man, the problem is what I love, right, is that there's two different scenarios here, right? There's the rugby player and the footballer, where you can play international football, you play for the Lions, you could play for Ireland, you play for Liverpool, you play for Villa, right? And you can be brilliant, and they beat the shit out of you for 12 years. And when you stop playing, you only stop playing because you can't walk, or you can't run, or you can't head the ball, you can't remember where training is, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's one of those where literally when you finish playing, you're like, oh, I'm 50-year-old now. I gotta have a buggy until I get my 2 new knees. I gotta have a buggy to play golf and everything. But genuinely, if we were golfers and we come through, and you're talking about that elite level, that you're in contention, you're playing in majors for 15 years. It's a no-brainer because when we're nowadays now, do you know what we're doing?
Golf.
We're playing senior golf. We're playing senior golf where people go around, they mush your breakfast up for you. You know what I mean? And they're there, and they put a smoothie for you and everything like that. And then you still walk around the golf course. Do you know why? Because you haven't been beaten up for the last 15 years. And it's amazing, isn't it?
It's a great sport.
It is amazing.
Yeah, but if you put it, it's a great question, by the way. So, from Steve's point of view, he's had all that great time playing football, and now he can enjoy golf.
Yeah. But he didn't get paid for golf.
Well,
it's easy.
It's not all about the money.
but
It's about the life, I guess.
If you put it into context of being involved and you're a top golfer, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Because I do love the game.
Yeah.
But the hours of practicing that, could I have ever seen myself doing it? I would have loved to have, but I wasn't thinking along them lines as a kid. No. It was always about football, Gaelic football, rugby even. It was that sort of thing. But
mind you, there's a couple of different types of golf, isn't there? You know what I mean? There's John Daly, you know what I mean? And there's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods practiced every day of his life. John Daly. Vijay Singh practiced every day of his life, one of the hardest workers out there. Yeah. And then you got John Daly, who you would just love to go and have a pint with, or you'd be down there, and apparently Tiger Woods said that he is one of the most natural golfers he's ever seen in his life. Have you ever read his book?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, it breaks your heart. You know what I mean? Because he comes up and he just wants to help everybody. There was the story of a young mother who didn't have any money, and his first check, literally, he gave the money away, and John Daly, one of the nicest men in your life. Well, so natural.
I look at Shane Lowry, don't get me wrong, I'm sure he practices hard, but he seems to come across as if he's happy-go-lucky, gets on with it. He
Won a major. Oh man,
How
cool was that?
What about the video afterwards?
He flew straight back to Dublin, did he?
Oh, well, I think he had a night up there first.
Did he?
Oh, aye. Yeah. Oh. Brilliant. Great lad. I'd love to have a game of golf with him.
I know, yeah. Well, maybe we can make that happen.
Cole, do you know?
If you do, give us a ring. Or just get in touch.
He may give you a call.
Info. Right, there we are. So what would you? Here's a question for you, right? Because you still train, you're that, because you haven't played sport and anything like that. So you're.
Well, I have played sport, but not to a high standard.
No, so you're still fit enough. Yeah. Would you, if you could start out now, what is the one thing that you would love to do if you could? Would it be golf, football, rugby? Could be tiddlywinks, billiards? Well,
it's a good question for you, actually, because when I was in school, I always wanted to play rugby, and I did play rugby. And when I was going through youth, etc., I wanted to carry on playing rugby, but I was better at football. And I had better opportunities in football, and because I was better at it, but really my passion was rugby.
Yeah.
But I played football and I really enjoyed it. And if somebody give me that question, golf or football, it would be football for me every time. I always wanted to play an FA Cup final. I mean, when I was growing up, it was the only live game on TV.
Yeah.
You know,
Black and white.
apart from Home Nations, you saw that as well, didn't
just
live,
after
but
CFAX, wasn't it?
yeah, just after CVAC. So my ambition growing up was I always thought I would play in the FA Cup final one day.
For who?
Well, for anyone, actually.
Anyone?
But, yeah.
Oh.
Anyone?
Well, apart from one team, but I probably
But is
I
that?
can't mention
But,
the team.
but I
think it
genuinely,
could be
I
two-
don't know if that's Liverpool or Man City.
Man City.
no, it'll be. Perhaps I'm better upset than Liverpool fans because we may get some Liverpool fans listening. We can guess who that team is. But no, football FA Cup final for me growing up.
It's amazing, see, because a lot of people now, you know, they talk about Champions League. The Champions League has taken over, where it really wasn't a thing when we were kids. You know what I mean? They used to play because it was only really the champions used to play in it. There
European Cup.
There wasn't a massive competition in that reason. I know we won some, but when you were a kid, it was the FA Cup.
Yeah.
It was the whole day.
It was
everything, wasn't
breakfast.
it?
They used to have people interview people on buses.
Yeah.
Going out for the walk after
Yeah.
watching the players come
And
out.
who can forget those white suits? With that, you know.
man.
Oh, leave it out.
You know, but it was the thing, wasn't it? You know what I mean? You used to have a record deal as well.
Yeah.
You know, there was the cup final
Chaz and Dave.
record, wasn't it?
Chaz and Dave would be on, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a platinum.
Yeah.
Oh, I never mentioned that.
Oh, hang
I'll
on.
Was that
leave
the
that.
rap?
Hang on.
Was
I'll
that the
leave
rap?
that.
Was
No,
it?
no,
Is that for
no,
is that for
no.
next time?
That's next
Can we
time.
bring? Have you got it on disc?
I certainly have.
You know, he's got it on cassette.
Cassette. Brilliant. Anyway, we were talking about golf anyway. Right, second question, please.
Hi, I'm Martin from Wallingford, Oxford. Question for Scott Quinnell, School of Hard Knocks. Was that scripted, the great speech you gave?
Oh, man.
What a great show that was, by the way.
We
Oh,
love
it's
that.
brilliant, wasn't it?
I would, honestly, I used to record it, rewatch it, absolutely brilliant.
Oh, fuck you.
What a
Remember,
great-
myself will agree. We loved that program.
Will Green
did.
was-
Absolutely loved it. It
Came
was
across
Paul
really well.
Barros. I was on the phone to Paul this morning. Who was a psychologist. Ken was there as well. Chris was there when we first started. Brilliant.
I remember
but was
great
it-
young lad. Did you help? It always sticks in mind. Obviously, he'd been in a lot of trouble growing. A guy called Bruno,
Bruno, yeah.
and I think you sent
I've
him
been
on.
talking-
You sent him up to London Welsh with Lynn Jones.
Lynn
at the
Jones
time.
at the
Am
time.
I right?
Yeah.
And he was a great player. Never played rugby in his life.
Big, strong boy.
Yeah.
He was
CFAX.
CFAX.
He's at it
Anyway,
again.
sorry.
When he said he recorded it, it was on a Betamax. It was. Yeah, no, it was as scripted as this podcast. So not at all, unfortunately, not at all. I used to do a speech at the end just before they went out. Dragons, breathing fire, that type of thing. Up in Scotland, we did the flag up in Scotland, absolutely incredible. Glasgow, one of the best places ever. And it was, I used to dream them.
Yeah.
So if I did live stuff for Sky, or if I do my after dinner talks, or I do motivational, I dream everything the night before.
But it worked.
Yeah,
So
you go
lazy.
through it,
It's because I'm dyslexic. I can't write things down and re-record it.
No,
so
but
I'm
you're
just going to dream them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't scripted. So yeah, it's just like this podcast. Everything off the cuff, and I haven't even got any cuffs on, so it's fine. Next one, please.
Hi gents, my name's Gareth from Aberdeen. Seeing as you've both had massively successful sporting careers, if you had a chance to go back and relive one of your great moments, which moment would it be?
Wow.
Who's that from?
Gareth.
Gareth from
Gareth from
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
Yeah.
What a question.
I know. What one moment? What you know? You ever think? So, what is your favourite ever moment that you go back to?
What in life or sport?
No, you do both. Do both.
Well, that's a tricky question. It depends, you know. I can't really think off the top of my head. You know, obviously getting married was always a big day, and obviously having my son.
Thank God this is the
You know?
second take.
I've had,
It's a good job you're prompting him.
what? Oh, I think my wife must be in the room somewhere. She just asked me which wedding. Oh well.
Is that your second wife asking you that?
Yeah, I hope so. I can't remember which one I brought with me now.
So So basically, getting out of that, you want to play in the FA Cup and get divorced. So I think one of those is probably more fucking realistic than the other one. I wouldn't make an album and I wouldn't get a suit.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from the next wedding.
But I might get a divorce.
Right,
No chance.
favourite. What's the one moment you go back to in your career, even just to be a spectator?
Spectator as well. Oh, wow.
No, what so watching yourself. That one moment you'd like to relive.
Winning the league championship.
Which one?
Only the one.
Only the one.
Yeah, only the one. We should have had a couple of
Were you
doubles.
going on about it? I thought you'd won 5.
That's why it's special.
I know it, but it is though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was the last time Liverpool had won it for 30 years, up until a couple of years ago.
It's incredible.
Stop laughing, you. Well, anyway, to win it at Anfield and have the trophy. We didn't have all the hullabaloo. And actually, Jockey Hansen was captain, didn't play on the night. Steve McMahon captained us on the night.
All right, he didn't lift the trophy though.
Jockey got out of his suit and came out onto the pitch. So it did happen before. But just to be there.
Yeah, but that's a whole year thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's the club captain, and you're coming out. It's the photos that everybody wants to see. All right.
That, oh my God. I think the one moment, probably that iconic one, I go back to in America.
With the hat?
Stood there with the cap. And I think to myself,
take it off! Take it off!
Jack's making me look like a prat. Yet, to this day,
But it's
everybody remembers it. It. Apart from getting sunburnt and not
If
being
only you
able
didn't
to
give that
finish
cap
a
away,
game.
isn't it?
Well, I've got millions of them in the house.
Yeah, you could make
playing
it up,
white
couldn't you?
caps.
Yeah.
It's like Trigger's brush.
It's like Packy Bonner's gloves from 1990. I don't know. He must have raffled off 3 million pairs by now.
Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding.
You should have lent them to the Pope.
No, he was a better keeper, according to Jack.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
But so look, that coming out that giant stadium, to see that most of that stadium was full of Irish and not full of Italians, which we were told it was going to be. The noise, it was incredible. And I love hearing our national anthem, but to hear that Paul McGrath and the song, and it just went round and round.
Can I finish it off?
Oh my God.
Paul McGrath.
I can't leave it in. Sorry, it's one of those songs you just can't leave undone.
And the hairs on your back of your head, even do it now.
That's
I can
the-
feel them going.
It's the only place they are.
Well, it's coming
You're
off
the
top.
full end, mate. You're right.
It's growing everywhere else, but on top. But that's
It's amazing.
one
isn't
of them
it?
things.
It's
But
amazing.
that moment there in New York, oh my God, coming out in the tunnel, having the wrong kit on, having to race back in, get all your gear off, get different coloured kit on, and then we got fined because we were late coming onto the pitch for the national anthems. All them little things, and then you come out to the stadium.
Yeah. And then a great result then, wasn't it?
And I'm stood there like a prat with a white hat.
Were you there?
I was in the
You were there-
World
you
Cup,
were there?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Went
was
to the
there.
World Cup, yeah.
Did you buy a cap after the game?
Well, I was in the game when the historic cap went missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh, did you go for the old tournament?
No, I went for the Irish games, but I missed the Holland game then. I had to come home because my brother was getting married. So
Brotherly love, huh?
yeah, so I got home ready for his wedding.
Oh man.
But you lost the game anyway. Packy Bonner, top of Packy Bonner.
Leave Packy out of it.
You know, he dropped the ball that day as well, didn't he?
No. Didn't
Against
drop
Holland.
it. It just went
He
straight through his hands.
It just went straight through him, didn't it? Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
throwing it out in his mind before he got it.
So, yeah, it was a great tournament. But the heat out there, mind. I mean, we watched one game. It was the Mexico game. And it was 12 o'clock kick-off in Open Top Stadium in Orlando. We spent 3 days in bed after with sunstroke. We We were just in the ground.
Right.
The
So-
players must have been
Sunstroke.
So, no,
Do you know what you
heat
should?
stroke.
Do you know what you should have wore?
a white hat.
Yes,
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
no. So,
See, Jack, I did all right.
so that game happens. I can't breathe in the warm up. Just can't catch me breath. So anyway, I get taken off. Aldo scores a goal, which gets us through. That one goal against Mexico. So then we get through, and we're playing Holland back down in Orlando.
No, you played Norway next.
Yeah, I know, but we
sorry.
got through the group.
Just remember, CFAX.
CFAX knows
CFAX,
best.
You
I
should
know.
have- if you want to know anything, just ask him.
Yeah.
You were delirious after the heat stroke.
Yeah,
You
and
don't
Jack
even-
got sent off in that game, so
Yeah.
he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So we had to be looking in the stand for instructions.
Yeah.
Not really. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we get through the group. We're back down in Orlando. The night before the game, I went to see Jack. I said,
Is that true?
he doesn't know.
They played Norway next, up in the Giant Stadium.
Yes. So we went back up there, and Tommy Coyne, he was under severe pressure. He was so dehydrated on that plane on the way back up. That was
You
the
weren't
end
the
of his
only one.
World Cup. No.
The fans were too.
So, anyway, back down in Orlando.
Did nobody think of giving him any water?
They
He's so dehydrated, he doesn't have to go home. What could we do?
Oh no!
Well, give him a bit of water. Oh.
It was so dehydrated.
What, really?
He had 2 pints of Guinness. No, he didn't. So when we're back down in Orlando, night before the game, Jack had the usual, the kegs sent up to his room, Guinness sent over the kegs. He had a little bar set up. Come in. I went in. Jack's only in there with all his cronies, having a few pints of Guinness. Said, Jack, can I have a quiet word? It's okay. Well, we're friends here. I thought, oh my God, how do you say this, sir? I just went, Jack, you can't play me tomorrow. I said, I can't play. 12 o'clock, it's going to be red hot. It's a waste of a substitution. I'm not going to last. I'll be lucky if I do half time. I'll fucking tell you if you're playing or not. I said, Jack, I'm just asking. You know, it's a waste of a sub.
It was like The
What's that?
Exorcist that were taking him out.
He's gone to me, he's gone, I'm the fucking manager. I'll decide. When I get up tomorrow, I'll decide. That's the worst Geordie accent you'll ever hear.
I thought he was from more Dublin than you. I thought he's more Irish than you, and he's been the manager.
So, Jack gets up at 7:30 every morning for his breakfast.
Well, they finished the battle off.
Orlando, it's cloudy till 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then when clouds disappear, it's like this. Absolutely stunning bacon. It's cloudy, you're playing at breakfast. I went, oh my God, here we go again. I was off. I couldn't. Poor Terry Phelan was making underlaps, overlaps, and I was going,
It was
Terry,
unreal.
What year-
actually.
what year
It
was that?
94.
94
yeah.
wasn't Factor 50 invented then.
That was useless to me. Actually, a company gave me the first sprays so I could put it all over my head and everything. It was a waste of time. I just couldn't cope. Honestly. It was
the heat rather than...
It was the heat,
It was
and
the
the
heat,
humidity.
yeah.
And you got to remember, it was like a bowl. There was no shade whatsoever. It was just a bowl. I mean, the
you know what-
supporters,
do you know what they
supporters
should
were
do?
being carried out
Yeah,
on
that's right,
stretches
yeah.
through showers, cold showers. This is before the game even started. It was ludicrous. 12 o'clock midday in Orlando.
It makes you wonder why in Cardiff, where there's not much sun every year, we've got a roof. it's not for the rain that everybody else thinks. It goes, hey boys, 15 degrees today, it's boiling, we better shut the roof. You know what happened to Steve in 94? We don't want that happening again. Dehydration, well, what are we going to do? Brilliant. What was the question?
I know,
Genuinely can't even remember the question was. Absolutely brilliant.
Your best moment.
Best moments, yes, best moments. But mine sounds really pathetic now. Because,
Well, you don't say it yet.
well, you wait. I would go back every day of the week. I got asked this question by a 5-year-old girl from Pontypool about 8 years ago, and she put it slightly different. She said, if Doctor Who came back with the TARDIS and you could go back to one moment in your career, where would you go back to? That's amazing. So unfortunately, she actually put it better than you, the 5-year-old girl. It took me back a bit, and then I just thought to myself, you know what? I only ever wanted to play rugby. Growing up and everything, I watched Clelly Rugby Football Club all those years. Tanner Bank, I used to stand there before the new the new stand was built, which is, of course, they got a new stadium now. And I used to stand there, oh man, when I was 13, 14, 15, you'd have a shandy bass, and then you'd have pasty, and then cantango, shandy when you got to 16, you know what I mean? Full outsider when you got to 17, absolutely brilliant. And then I was 18 years old in 2 days. And then I got picked to play for Llanelli against Penrose in their 100th year, their centenary season. And I stood for the first time looking at the likes of Evan Lewis, Mark Perigo, Phil Davis, there was Phil May, Buchanan was there, Di Fox, Loris Delaney, Rupert Moore, Colin Stevens, Simon Davis, Nigel Davis-Wayne, Proctor, Ian Evans, Mental, Ian Jones, the full-back. I stood in that and I thought, oh my God, I could actually be a rugby player. I could actually be a rugby player. I put that top on, looked down, looked at a Clelly badge, and I thought that day, right, I'm going to do it. And every day, I would just, the Lions tours were brilliant, play for Wales was brilliant, semi-finals, finals, league wins were brilliant. But yeah, I'd go back to Penrose Rugby Club, 1990, was it 1990 I think it was, every day of the week. So that's mine. I'm not going to melt out in New York or nothing like that, but you know what I mean? I'm not gonna, I wasn't dehydrating because it was tepid up in Penrose.
I'm just glad you stopped growing.
Yeah.
I stopped growing upwards, I started growing outwards. Have we got any more?
Hi, my name's Liz from Sutton Coldfield. A lifelong Villa fan, enjoyed watching you play, Steve. My question is about VAR. How do you think it's affected the game? Are you a fan or not? And would you have wanted it around when you were playing? Bye.
Oh, that is a tester. Would I want it around? Absolutely not. I think the referees do a great job as it is. The assistants, as they're called now, I don't think they ever got many wrong. Yes, there is a bit of human error. They got the odd one wrong. But in the main, I thought they'd done a great job, let the game flow. With VAR now, for me, I think it's killing it for everyone. Supporters, players, fans, the staff, everybody. You score a goal, you think it's a great goal, and you have to wait. And sometimes it's 2, 3, 4 minutes, and you're going, what's that all about? You want to, you want to just enjoy that moment as a player with the supporters, with the staff, whatever. It's just killing the game. And it's like, what's worse is, the referee might make the odd mistake and then he gets it in the ear, you need to take a look at this. But then you look at it where the lines are and whatnot, and you're thinking to yourself, you're supposed to give the advantage to the strikers.
Yeah.
Or whoever's going forward. For me, it should go back to where your feet are.
Yeah.
Not,
So what's in now then? What any part of your body?
I think it's from your shoulder, where you're... I really don't know. That every year is something different, but I do think it's from where your shoulder is. But like, if you're...
It's a good job Gazza's not still playing there. They'd be on the belly button with him, wouldn't they?
Dentist chair.
That was Jimmy Five Bellies.
Yeah.
But like, if you're going forward and you're attacking and the cross is coming in, as a centre forward, you're leaning forward to go that way. Most defenders would be thinking, we'll be stepping up here, maybe, depending on the scenario. So your feet are in the same position, but the bodies are two different ways. So for me, it has to be your feet. it was always about giving the advantage to the attacking team. They've taken that away now as well. I go back to what Cloughie said. If you're on the pitch, you're interfering with play.
Yeah.
You know, it's that simple. Why complicate it?
Yeah.
There's too many grey areas now. I don't know why they're... Well, I know why they're creating it to give themselves something to talk about, but I think it's ruining the game.
But they're still getting it wrong.
Yeah, they're still
getting it wrong. Oh man, one of the best things you used to see. Remember 10 years ago, before VAR, is when people used to try to explain the offside rule with condiments. Do you remember that? It was just...
That's how Sky started.
Honestly, it was brilliant. Salt, pepper, and maybe if you had a big fella behind, you use vinegar as well. You know what I mean? It was one of those used to go, yeah, well, what happens is, if salt is there and pepper's there, if salt moves up, he's offside.
Yeah.
And that's how you used to explain things. Now, you've got to have a computer screen, and you've got to have it's just gone nuts.
And you can draw the lines wherever you want.
Yeah.
That's what they're actually saying now. Some of the lines are too thin or too thick, and you're going.
But the same problem in rugby now with the TMO, haven't you?
Oh, don't get me started.
It's, you know,
we
need a full show of the TMO, don't we?
Carnage, yeah.
Have you seen it? Genuinely now, they go like the TMO. Yeah, TMO. You'd like to make a decision? Would you like to show me something? Yes, I'd like to show you. Stop the play. TMO would like to show me something, and I'm going to run 100 yards over to the biggest television screen you've ever seen in your life, apart from in Fiach's house. He's got a massive fucking TV in his house. So we run all the way down, right? And he's standing in front of this, and the team will go, I will show you what I want to show you now. Yes, director, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. No, that's Succession. We're watching that in between plays. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing these days. You know what I mean? When Succession finishes, they may get back to proper TMO, but that's off the point. And then Timo will go, I want to show you this. And then there'll be somebody taking somebody's head clear off with the thing. You think, red card, that's a red card. And then they'll go, can we see it from a different angle? And you go, I think he's just taking his fucking head off. Genuinely just taking his head off. And you go, I'll show you from another angle. I'll show you from another angle. Like, oh, yeah, oh, did it look like he clipped his shoulder before he took his head off? Hang on. Oh, can we show it in real time? And it really looks like he takes his head off. And he goes, right, let's slow it down. And he goes, right, shall I tell you what I'm thinking? And the TMO go, yes, you tell me what you're thinking. I'm thinking yellow card. And the TMO goes, I think you better have a look again. No, just tell the referee, no, it's a red card. 10 minutes this is taking us to get confused. And they go, right, is the player dipping? Is he dipping? He hasn't got fucking Doritos, right? You know what I mean? He's not there. He hasn't got cheesy Doritos dip. He goes, no, he's not dipping. He's standing. Is it a high force? The guy's broke his nose. He's bleeding. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, maybe the TMO should take a little bit more and go, I've got something to tell you. Number 8, just smash the shit out of there. Number 2, send him off. And I'll sort it out later. Done and dusted. Absolutely done and dusted. These conversations...
It's turned into sideshow, isn't it?
And some of the referees, especially the one who does weights, have you seen them now, where they wear the tightest tops in the world and they go around as if they're Popeye? You know what I mean? Halfway through, they think they're going to stop the game. TMO, yeah, watch now, I'm going to have a spinach. You know what I mean? And have a pipe in their mouth. And you're thinking, come on, it's more about you than it is about everybody else. But there we are. I don't want to mention it in the podcast.
No.
But there we are. We're talking about VAR. We're talking about VAR.
It's the same thing.
That's my rant.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. It's killing the enjoyment of it. Yeah. I feel sorry for the supporters.
I don't mind either way, as you can tell.
I think it should go back to the old keep goal line technology.
Yeah,
that's good. Outside of that, let them do their job.
Job.
You know, players make mistakes. They can make mistakes. Okay, might be costly, but over the whole season, I think they get
goes in roundabouts.
Yeah,
goes in roundabouts.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what it's time for now?
Fiach.
It's time for Fiach. Fiach, my friend, how are you?
How we doing, guys? All good?
Marvellous. I'm marvellous. Right, I've got to get this right now, right? You used to play for Munster. You coached Munster. You're coaching Ireland under 18s. Played for Leinster as well.
Yeah, he wants to keep that
Did he
on
play
the
for
wraps.
Leinster?
He keeps that on the wraps. Look at him.
You didn't send me that.
Look, it was a blip. It was a blip in the career. Stumbling stone, yes.
How are you, my friend?
I'm really good, guys. Really good. Delighted to be here. Unfortunately, I'm not in the clubhouse with you over there, but I'm in my own clubhouse back here in Ireland.
Good man.
It looks like a box.
Well, it was a nicer box until the Wi-Fi didn't work out in the other box.
So you have 2 boxes.
Yeah.
Some people are lucky if they only get in one box in their life, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You're already ahead of the game, my friend. You're already ahead of the game. Can I just say congratulations? What a performance in the Six Nations from your guys. You're number 1 in the world. You know, you win the Grand Slam. You beat New Zealand last year down in New Zealand. Things cannot get any better, can they?
Not really, lads. They can't.
It looks like you borrowed Peter Stringer's top.
I won't be biased about it, but they are there. The lads have been outstanding at the moment. I think they've built unbelievable depth in their squad, and we could see that towards the end of the Six Nations, that we were down a few key players, and they still had too much for England at the end of it. And yeah, it's fantastic, and hopefully good things to come for the World Cup on the horizon.
I tell you what, it certainly is. When you have a look at the coaching staff, they play with a smile on their face. I love the story about Owen Farrell's son, of course, Andy Farrell, who coaches Ireland. Grandson actually came to the Ireland training session, and it was brilliant. And I imagine the question that Owen Farrell got asked then. They said, "Oh, your son was over there watching Ireland," and he didn't know. He went, "Really? Was he?" You know what I mean? And it's as if Owen Farrell hadn't told him to take his iPhone and actually video the whole session. And you know what? Ireland, playing so well at the moment, didn't give a shit.
Nah, these things are brilliant. I think the grandson wore his Irish gear all week in Grandad's, but then had to take off the T-shirt when he got to the game at the weekend. It's just like my brother. My brother is a Man United fan, unfortunately.
Good lad.
And I was out in his house the other day, and his son said, "But I support Liverpool, Dad." And he said, "No, you don't."
Well, Fiach, you're an Arsenal fan as well, aren't you? Oh, really?
I thought you were looking big when you first came on. Let me try this one. Let me try this one. Let me try this one. Who do you support in the NFL? Let's see if you've got a top on for that.
I've got no more.
You must support the basketball team. You've got to have a vest on.
That's it. I'm down to skins after this, guys.
Oh man, right? Yeah. No. So this was the question we asked earlier, right, in the podcast. So you drew on the weekend, right? You drew against Liverpool. Massive game next week with Man City. If Man City pip you to the post, right, will your season be better than Man United's because they've won a cup?
Absolutely.
Oh, see?
Sorry, Kev.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think for Arsenal lads, anything bar Premier League win is going to be a disappointing season. I think we've held up there for so long. We've had injuries to key players, but they're the most exciting team to me to watch in the Premier League when they play good football. Let's just hope 7 games to go. They hold in there, and look, we finish above Man United, and finishing above Tottenham is always a good season for Arsenal.
So this weekend, Fiach, am I right in thinking Southampton are playing Arsenal?
Southampton and Arsenal at 8 o'clock on Friday night, yeah.
So I'm also guessing the O'Loughlin house is going to be a little bit feisty.
Look, my mum being a staunch Southampton supporter, but it's been parked for the moment, and she's all out the Gunners. She's all for them. I think their fate is sealed down to the championship. So, but it is always a frosty week in the O'Loughlin household when they're playing.
So who does your dad support then?
He supports his son.
Yeah.
How many sons has he got?
So he supports Man United, you're saying?
Jerry O, actually, when he was younger, he had trials for Man United, but he said, no way, I can't do it. I couldn't do it to myself. So he didn't actually go to the trials, Kev.
Oh, well. I still like your dad.
Yes.
Hey, and do you know, we were over at the Villa the other day with the Arsenal game, and you happened to be in the box, the only Arsenal supporter in the box. It was hilarious watching the Arsenal fans, because we weren't far from the away end. It was hilarious. They're all celebrating the goal, and they look in at the box. Who's that E-Jet jumping around in a box, banging the glass? I wish I was filmed.
I had to make noise. It was 11-1 inside there, so the odds were really stacked against me. But what a victory! What a day! What a game inside there. Villa Park,
Brilliant,
great place to go to. Tough bloody team to play.
Yeah.
But look, there was only going to be one winner at the end of it, and came to the forefront.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to ask you, who's going to win the league? Because obviously you believe Arsenal.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to go quickly then to the World Cup. Number one side in the world, won the Six Nations, as I said, beat New Zealand in New Zealand. It's almost a bit like when England won in 2003. You know, they went down, beat Australia, New Zealand down there. They were flying high. And then they come back, they win the World Cup in Australia. Can you boys do it?
Well, it's written in the stars, I think, for us to do it. Everything is in place, bar the tough group I think that we're in. But I think what they've built something so special, I think, in Ireland at the moment. They've got it right from an underage system in the provinces right through. I think this is the best opportunity I think they'll ever get. And we saw that in the Six Nations. They lost a few key players and they had that depth to be able to still go and win the big games, finishing against England. So I think if we've ever got an opportunity, I think, Scott, this is the one. This is the one.
It definitely is. You know what I mean? Like you say, if you come out that side of the draw, it's going to be absolutely incredible. You know what I mean? Especially quarter-final, you're going to either probably have one of France or one in New Zealand. But having beaten New Zealand, beaten France in the Six Nations this year, I don't think there's anybody in going World Rugby at the moment, even home or away, with the confidence that you guys are going to have. Right, it is the life, according to Fiach. Are there any questions that you've got out there in the world? It doesn't have to be sport. It doesn't have to. It could be anything. What is in the life of Fiach at the moment?
Don't give him that leeway.
No, I'm just thinking the same.
This is what his section is all about. We can literally go anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what other top he's got on. You know what I mean?
This is my time, so be careful, you.
Yeah.
I know.
And this is worrying.
I watched you.
So lads, as we said, I work with Munster Rugby, coach the Ireland under-18s, but in my spare time I do a bit of barbering. So that is a big part of my life now. It is. I've just had a new baby, so she's taken over my world.
Congratulations.
But moving back to the barbering, a lot of my clients
when you say barbering,
shearing.
Your haircut, your hairdresser.
We call it shearing.
You're a hairdresser. So, right, do you know what they always say, Fiach, right? They always say that if there's two hairdressers in a village, who do you go to? The one with the great hair or the one with the shit hair? So, what I'm saying is, who can you advise me to go in your village that cut your hair?
The one with the great hair, because he cuts it himself.
you cut it yourself?
Hell yeah.
What? Number one all over, spiky on top. Is that what you're saying yourself?
That's exactly it. That's what I tell myself.
Somebody told me the other day you fell over and they found a hedgehog trying to mount your head.
I was never able to play soccer because I always puncture the ball.
Sorry, you don't look like a hairdresser, that's all I'm saying, but I have heard good things.
Thank you very much. Two clients actually sitting there beside you. Exactly. Not a lot to cut.
Genuinely, do you know when you get to a point? Are you this type of hairdresser, Fiach, right? Is that and it happened to me about 2 years ago where my hairdresser cut my hair And then I found him doing my eyebrows and my ears. You know, when does that become a thing? You know, at what age does that become a thing? I mean, oh my God, you know what I mean? He hasn't got the bush cutters out yet, right? What I'm saying is, if you do CFAX there, right? Just have a go at those bad boys next time, because they are thick as hell.
They're terrible, I know.
They are thick as hell.
I know.
You probably break your blade, but they are a good one.
Yeah.
More time becomes spent in the places you don't want hair growing than the places you want it growing with these guys, unfortunately, yes.
Tell me about it.
All right, we know that one. Come on.
Come on, Ed.
So anyway, guys, a lot of my clients are the Munster rugby players, and while many stories that we have in the barber's chair stay in the barber's chair, there are some questions that when they heard I was coming on here that a few of the guys said, we'd love to get a few questions into the boys.
Okay.
So I'm going to fire ahead. Keenan Knox, Munster front row. To any of you there, guys, do you think you could have been a pro in another sport?
Oh, that'd be this.
Yeah, different type of question, wasn't it? With the golf.
Golf. Oh, I'd have loved to be. I would have loved to play. Not good enough. Yeah, but I would have loved to have played. Could we have?
I think. No. Me personally, I possibly could have had the chance to go play NFL.
Would you?
I would have had that glorious 3 to 5 minutes every 90 minutes just kicking a ball.
Oh, hang on. That's not playing in the NFL. That is not playing in the NFL.
They need a specialist kicker. That's what they were going to take me as.
They like, it's always like the small kid that goes to the dress up and their clothes never fit them, do they? You know what I mean? The oversized helmet, you know what I mean? It's as if they put daddy's helmet on, like, you know what I mean? And they're gone, and it's actually massive. It's like one of those things you have in the back of the car.
But the beauty of
that...
that...
be a kicker.
But the NFL, it's straight in front of the post. All you have to do is gauge the wind. It's not like when you're playing Gaelic, you could be out in the wing, or rugby, where you could be anywhere, distance-wise and whatnot. It's straight in front of the post every time.
That's true.
I think it's the easiest job in sport.
Oh, do you?
For the money they get. Obviously, you couldn't kick a ball. That's why you're saying that.
No, I couldn't kick a ball. No, I got.
For me,
I'm ambidextrous. I'm shit off both feet. I'm just no. But it's not no man.
If you're a kicker, you're straight in front of the posts all the time.
Honestly, they steal a living, do they?
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. Great hook. Yeah, good shout. Paul Thorburn actually went over. I think tried it out for a little bit. Who played full-back for Wales, kicked that 60-yard goal against Scotland.
Okay.
I know, was that 1985, 84? Hang on. I'll ask CFAX.
89.
89. No, I won't.
87, perhaps.
87, could have been 87.
87. I can't remember.
You can't remember?
I started drinking them these days.
It was one of those days.
It was a blur.
So I would say that was a possibility for me.
That'd be great. I played rugby league.
What about you,
Thank you for
Kev?
the question.
Well, the question was to the professionals. I've never been professional, so
if you could be an amateur in anything else, what amateur would you be? Because you were a chippy, you know what I mean. You did woodwork and everything like that.
Yeah.
So would you like to have done any? Would you like to have been a sparky?
No.
No.
Not at
They
all.
make some money now, don't they?
No,
A
not
plumber?
Not as much as carpenters.
Don't they?
No.
Are you technical? So were you one of those that used to put notches in and used to put things like that to cut them out?
Notches, joints, you mean?
Joints.
Is it? Yeah. Dovetails.
I'm not being funny. I'm a rugby player.
Yeah.
Dovetails.
Dovetails. Yeah, can do all that.
Can
Yeah.
you do all that?
Yeah, I used
Can
to.
you?
Yeah.
I think we should have on the podcast. We should have whip up a cabinet. So I think we should do that one day. Should we?
Well, that could be arranged.
I'll see if I can pass the ball. You see if you can kick the ball. And we see if you can whip up a cabinet. And it'd be absolutely fantastic. Would you like some indoor furniture made by Doc? Our CFAX over here. Be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
I love that. What about you? What about you then?
So, well, I'm a barber.
That's
yeah,
true. That's
exactly.
of course, that's another professional sport, isn't it?
What, you wanted to be a rugby player?
Well, lads, look, I love your imaginations anyway, and I can't wait to have a cabinet made by you, Kev. But moving on, second question, lads. How did you find routine when your career ended?
Hang on. Who's the question from, Fiach? Because he would be very disappointed.
Frisch, Munster Centre.
Ah, right.
Right, good question.
Unbelievable.
Do you know, I was lucky because I kind of went from playing rugby to working for Sky. So I was doing a bit of Sky when I was playing. So every Saturday then became a Sky day instead of a rugby playing day. And it was great because when whatever game you go to, like I was going to do a Saracens-Leicester game, after that game, you know, you wouldn't be beaten up, you wouldn't, you know, you'd actually go home, you'd have a glass of wine and you'd think, you know, absolutely fantastic. And to talk about sport then for 20 years after playing for 15 years, I was very lucky, I suppose. So I had that continuity because you had to do your prep in the week and you had to look forward to the week, and then weekend came, and then, you know, by the time you go into the next Monday, you go again. So really, I was quite lucky that I fell into something that you know, was perfectly in line with what I was doing before. I just didn't get the bruises.
Lovely.
I went from the frying pan into the fire. I was coming towards the end. I remember at Coventry, that was it. I had enough. It was the last game at Highfield Road, and I thought, that's it. I'm done now. During the summer, Paul Merson begged me to come to Walsall with him. I said, Merson, I don't want to play anymore. Don't want to do this. I'm not enjoying it. He said, please, just give us a hand. He went to me, I'll be playing most weeks. I want you to manage. I went, oh my God, I'm doing my badges. I'm nearly finished them. I'm thinking, I wanted a break. I really did want a break. So I ended up playing half a dozen games, but managing a few. And that was an experience when you have to take your own manager off the pitch to protect the team a couple of times. But Merce understood it. It only took him another 25 years to understand why, but he appreciates it now. At the time, I was called a few things, but we got positive results both times. So,
20 years' time, you could be managing Crystal Palace.
No management whatsoever. Finito.
You're just not old enough to coach Palace, as already. When you're 75?
Well, to be fair to him, he's done a great job.
Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant.
Roy.
I think he's brilliant.
And do you know what? He's one of them characters. He is the nicest man in the world.
And he can even tell you off nicely.
Yeah.
You just, you know what I mean? You go, yeah, and you at the end of it, you think, he just ripped me a new one then.
Yeah.
And you just think, but what a nice guy.
But you go out onto the training ground, and I was fortunate enough, I was invited up to West Brom a few times when he was there because it was only down the road. I have never heard a man swear so much on a training field. I thought my mother was bad in the kitchen, but by God, I'm lucky. My mother wouldn't know what a podcast is, so I'll get away with that.
I'll send her the link.
You can send a link all you want. She still won't know what a link is.
Fear can drop it up to her.
Oh, come on, Kev.
Fear.
Right, well, have we got time for one more?
Thank you for that, lads. I can see Scott has had a very enjoyable after playing career, and that's with a grazer on you, Steve. I think management did that to you.
No, strawberry blonde. Because you cut it once.
That's what it said on the tin. So if I'm next time I come over, I'm going to come over for a haircut. I'm going to be high and tight. What are we playing in the hairdressers?
It's called the Clubhouse Barbers.
The Clubhouse Barbers.
Yeah.
You can have anything from Fleetwood Mac to Michael Jackson, Queen. You'll have it all. You'll have it all.
I went to see Michael Jackson in concert in Cardiff when I was 14, and it was unbelievable. It was like a 7 o'clock kickoff. You know, that's obviously 7 o'clock kickoff, and we were there. And the best part of the day was we got to leave school at 12. because we were going up for a bit. But before we went, we had a Chinese takeaway on a Wednesday afternoon when I was supposed to have double maths before going to see Michael Jackson.
Hey, good job.
The best day ever. That's it. Fiach, my friend. The life according to Fiach. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Hey guys.
All the best, my friend.
Well, there we are. That's the end of the podcast for this month. I've been Scott. You've been
Steve.
And you've been
Kevin.
Really?
Oh, it's Kevin now.
It's Kevin now, is it?
Oh,
Oh
it's
yeah,
Kevin.
yeah.
Kevin.
Are you
Who's
docs?
Kevin?
Who's Kevin?
Who's
I
Kevin?
don't know who's Kevin.
Well, you started off as Doc,
I know.
and then you were
And you call me Doe.
and then you were Fiach,
Yeah,
and then you were Kevin.
yeah.
Anyway, join the three of us next time, and don't forget info@clubhousebrewingcompany.co.uk, and we're all over social medias, and of course you can subscribe as well. Don't forget to get those questions in. Until next time, ta-ra.
Bye-bye.
Bye.